Don't put him back in the game. He cannot help us. Those were the words I heard as I was getting ready to go back on the field, having thrown an interception that led to a touchdown for the opposing team. The person spouting those words was the offensive coordinator at Santa Clara and my position coach. He, like a lot of people I've encountered in my life, doubted me and was so sure about what I could not do without giving me the opportunity to prove right or wrong. As crushing as those words were, at that very defining moment in my young life, my focus and concentration shifted to thoughts and beliefs that had been instilled in me and my brothers from a very, very young age. That we could aspire to be anything we wanted to be as long as we were willing to work for it. And if God was for you, it did not matter who was against you. Powerful thoughts and beliefs that I have leveraged and that have sustained me since the beginning of my ascension in Silicon Valley. My legal career in Silicon Valley began in the early 90s, as David mentioned, at the venerable Wilson Sonsini, counsel to Apple, HP, Google, and countless other tech icons you have heard of. I vividly remember a particular time sitting in David's office. He was a first-year associate, and I was a summer intern. And we allowed ourselves for a moment. We dared ourselves to think of the day when we would become partners at Wilson Sonsini and create opportunities for those that look like us. Now, I say dare because at that time, firms in the San Francisco Bay Area had only recently signed on to hiring and retention goals for minority associates. There was no mention or thought given with respect to partnership. And what struck me early on, and quite frankly bothered me when I was at Wilson, is more often than not, I was the only guy in the room that looked like me. Whether it was an all-hands meeting to launch an IPO or at the deal table. So I was resolute and convicted that this needed to change. I said, why should the white guys have all the fun? So in 1998, I was elected partner to the firm. I was only the second African-American partner in the corporate department, preceded by none other than David, who is the reason why I initially chose to go to Wilson Sonsini. I wanted to be with my guy. When I made partner, my door was open to any and all that looked like me. As long as you were serious about building a business, I was going to be there for you. Because why shouldn't people who look like me have access to the best legal advice and counsel and be able to leverage the firm's resources to raise capital for their promising ventures? Now, I knew many of my early clients would struggle, and the lofty goals that they had set for their ventures would likely not be met and would fail. But they weren't unlike any of the firm's other clients. In fact, Wilson's business was successful in large part by taking chances on and investing in startups. You see, we're all the beneficiaries of someone's goodwill. If truly honest, when asked, each of us would say, we did not make it on our own. Robin talked about mentors that made a difference. In a nutshell, my experience in Silicon Valley has proven that given the opportunity, I will not throw away my shot. And more importantly, I have worked and will continue to work tirelessly to create opportunities for others. And oh, by the way, back to that Santa Clara story. I did go back into the game over the objection of my coach and proceeded to generate more than 250 yards in total offense in just over a quarter. Yeah, as David told you, I could play. Although we did not win, I was still named the Northern California Small Division Player of the Week. And Pat Malley, my late head coach, said it was one of the finest individual performances he had ever witnessed in his 20-plus years as Santa Clara's head coach. That day serves as reminders to any and all who come at me with your doubts, underestimating me, or your backhanded compliments. I will not be deterred. My will and drive is indomitable, and there's nothing that will stop me from being successful because my belief system is rooted in something that was instilled in me and my brothers at an early age that is tried and true. I want to also say congratulations to my fellow honorees, Robin, Pam, Lloyd. And I also want to say thank you to Andrea Hoffman and Culture Shift Labs. When I started in this game, there was no room like this. There was no acknowledgement of the collective contributions of so many talented and capable people. This work that you're doing is important. Think of this as a 9-inning game, and we are just in the first inning of it. But we will win. We will win. I also want to leave you with a line from Hamilton. Surprise, surprise. Legacy. Legacy is planting seeds in a garden you will never get to see. Get to planting. Thank you.